Our presenters are all experts on this fish and share a love of them for their beauty, mystery, and the places they live. They live in and enjoy the same things we like here in Santa Barbara, the ocean, the rivers, and the mountains that are behind us. So they are all keys to their survival, and I think they're keys to our enjoyment of this area. Our goal of today is to inform you about steelhead, its history, how they became listed as endangered, and how we can come together, all of us, to save them and promote their recovery.
These fish were extremely prolific. They were pretty much everywhere you can imagine historically. They've been on the landscape for millions of years.
Steelhead are an indicator species, they're an umbrella species, and a keystone species. And what that means is when we have steelhead, the whole watershed thrives. But the populations dropped by 99%. Now they're one of the rarest fish in America. They persist here despite our fires, our debris flows, and our droughts because they can live as either a trout or go to the ocean and become a steelhead. It gives them options, and that's why they survive here. The problem we have is that these fish get trapped below barriers. They can't get upstream to the perennial waters, and then wells and water diversions dry up their habitat. It's the 1-2 punch.
Hakuaku, Maktuka Nikiasvala, Alapalahulapu, Nisamala Chumashino, Makaluk Shahus, Kiskon. Hello, everybody. As I was introduced, my name is Nikia Zavala. I'm from San Ynez. We call that area Alahulapu in our language, the place around the bend. My family is the Zavala family of the reservation. I am the 7th great-granddaughter of Kilikut the Iwit, one of our traditional leaders, and one of our eldest ancestor grandfathers we can connect ourselves to. So talking about steelhead for Chumash people isn't, I have to say respectfully, just bringing them back. It also opens up our worldview. It changes our lenses to look at these spaces as our ancestors looked at them. It also speaks to the different habitats within those areas, the birds. Everything is, as we know, is delicately connected, and there has to be a fine balance. So that's what's very exciting about talking about the return of the steelhead. Oh, well, I shouldn't say that. They're here. They're here. You know, it's about increasing the population, creating a space, for them to flourish. And so we're not talking about them being an endangered species.
So here are some areas that we've mapped on the southern side of the San Ynez watershed. And we've been systematically going out and removing those barriers out there. It's a lot of work, and it's very rewarding because you usually take a barrier out and it's instant gratification that fish show up. We've removed 11 low-flow crossings and put in bridges. That's what crossing 9 looked like before, and that's what it looked like afterwards. And then here's crossing 8 on the install.
What's threatening them is barriers to migration, preventing them from getting upstream, and water extraction projects drying up the creeks and rivers. Now, flood control channels like dams are also barriers to steelhead migration. When Goleta proposed a larger flood control channel in San Jose Creek, EDC ensured that that channel was retrofitted with fish passage, and you can see the weirs on the right side of that channel there. Fish passage is crucial, but we must also conserve the flows in our creeks and rivers. So, in conclusion, water extraction and barriers have nearly wiped out the Santa Barbara steelhead. Solutions include sustainable water supplies, like potable reuse and conservation, purchase or donation of water rights, and putting that water back in the creeks and rivers, fish passage projects so spawners can access the headwaters, and using the laws, the Endangered Species Act, the Fish and Game Codes, the Public Trust Doctrine. This is EDC's specialty as an environmental law firm. And regulating water wells. If we don't regulate water wells, they'll continue to deplete the groundwater and the creeks and rivers along with it. And then getting the city of Santa Barbara to release water from the Mission Tunnel into Mission Creek, where we used to have a healthy steelhead population. We know what needs to be done. We have the knowledge. What we need is the political will and the priorities. Get a sense of the right priorities, and that's where you come in. So be part of the solution. Take a shot of the QR code, get on EDC's newsletter, stay informed, join our mailing list, contribute to EDC, contribute to cow trout, contribute to Channel Keeper, to the Flyfishers. Come to our events and help spread the word, and thank you for helping save Santa Barbara Steelhead.
Everyone on this stage represents a partner that's doing this work. We can't do this stuff alone. We only have so much capacity as one organization, and we got to rely on other people doing this work to really create the redundancy of the populations we need to have the population level impact that we're hoping to see with this species to prevent the extinction. And while I appreciate Kyle's positivity, I also want to put a little hair on fire. This species is critically endangered. The threat of extinction is real, next 10 to 25 years. And so we need to be doing these projects yesterday, really, to see the impact we want to have and to ensure that this species exists. I mean, we're making decisions now, resource management decisions, that aren't for us. This is for future generations, and that's the most important thing to think about when we're doing this work. Is of course, is shade of trees that we will not enjoy, and that's how we need to operate, how we need to think. 7 generations. These rivers, these fish are our brothers, our sisters, our mother. We are so connected to this species that we need to be doing everything we can to prevent the extinction.